you're into Gilmore Girls and Degrassi, you're gonna love Ginny and Georgia. I'm telling you, this show goes there. Hey, it's Kristen, and today we're talking about Netflix's brand new series, Ginny and Georgia. After years on the run, Ginny's family is finally putting down roots in a quaint small town, but will things really work out for them this time? With dark secrets bursting at the seams of this mother-daughter dramedy? Maybe not. Consider subscribing if you like my videos, and drop down in the comments and let me know your thoughts on Ginny and Georgia. Is this a Canadian teen drama up your alley, or were you maybe not feeling it so much? I'd love to hear your thoughts. So Ginny and Georgia stars Antonia Gentry and Brienne Howie as a mother and daughter duo who seem to represent two completely different genres. We have Ginny, who's living a teen drama, while Georgia has a closet full of skeletons in this thriller mystery. Somehow these two different lanes work together to tell a really compelling story about family, the secrets we keep, how far someone will go to protect their family, and the truth that maybe we all become our parents eventually, whether we want to or not. While this might seem like a Gilmore Girls 2.0 at first glance,
this is the new thing you're doing now? Hate on mom? Come on, this isn't us. We're like the Gilmore Girls, but with bigger boobs.
it explores much darker and sinister twists and turns. And just like its numerous Degrassi alumni are already used to, this show really goes there. Let's start off with Ginny. You know, all she has really wanted to do is just settle down in a stable home. She's tired of running from towns, not making any friends, and seeing her mom with so many different men. Following the suspicious death of her very creepy and very rich stepfather, it looks like all of this could maybe be possible now, as her young Southern Belle mother Georgia moves them to a quaint Stars Hollow-esque small town. They're getting a chance to start over, Ginny's making friends, she's learning about growing up, but the demons of the past still come up. You know, she's dealing with self-harm, she's also struggling with her own biracial identity, and I think we get to see a lot of character development around Ginny. You know, the way that she styles her hair and the way that she dresses as she's trying to fit into this very progressive but still very white new town, and just the ups and downs of her complex relationship with her mom. I did really enjoy getting a chance to see these new friendships that Ginny is finally getting a chance to have, especially the relationship that she forms with her new friend Max, played by Sarah Weisglass, who's just this very overly caffeinated Gen Z style best friend. And what I really enjoyed about her character is that she is unapologetically herself. She's a little quirky and goofy at times, but she's always true to herself. She is an out lesbian, and I found it really refreshing that we actually got to skip the whole coming out process, and instead we're following this character who is comfortable with who they are, and we get to just see her going about trying to find love in a very sweet, I'll bet sometimes immature way. I think they formed a really strong friendship, and with that friendship she also makes two other friends, and the four of them call themselves Mang. I do wish that they did a little bit more with those characters. We get a hint of some more storyline with Abby, who is struggling with body image issues and her own parents' divorce, but with the character Nora, I didn't really think they did much with her, and I'm hoping that if this gets a second season that we'll dive more into the friendship as a whole. Moving over to Georgia, she's such a fascinating character, and I found myself really invested in her story because she lives in such a gray area. She's this dynamic, irresistible single mom who has this Southern Belle charm, but she also has a really dark past. Bad things have happened to her, she's done bad things, she's a fighter, but she's also trying to keep her kids safe, and I think that's such a compelling story because, you know, this is someone who has done bad things for what she believes is the right reason. And I think it's also interesting just to see how the different characters react to the things that she's done. You know, some of them understand where she's coming from, they understand the kind of person that she is, and some people don't see that. And I think we especially get to see that mother-daughter struggle of, you know, Ginny doesn't know everything about her mom, she wants to know more, why things have always been so complicated for their family, and it just seems like the more that she learns, the more she actually struggles with how she feels about her mom, and maybe doesn't accept everything that has happened, and doesn't feel like she really knows her anymore. And, you know, I think that opens up this very interesting kind of idea of, like, you would think with family there's like this unconditional love, but what happens when, you know, there's certain things you can't get past?
I want answers. You're past everything. I feel like I don't even know who my mother is.
I think there's even more to Georgia to explore, and there's just something about her that just constantly keeps me guessing, so I would love to learn more. A typical trope in teen stories, teen dramas, is the love triangle, and let me tell you, there are multiple love triangles going on for both Ginny and Georgia in this story. Ginny is torn between the golden boy Hunter and misunderstood Marcus, who is Max's twin brother. I did not feel any connection between Ginny and Hunter in the story. it seemed more like a relationship out of expectation, just because like he's the nicest, most popular guy in school, like, okay, yeah, right, she should go with him. But even though he was really sweet the whole time, I just did not feel a connection between them at all. It's just clear from the very beginning that she is drawn to Marcus, and even though they both have kind of like these dark secrets and dark things that have happened to them, maybe that's something that if they work together they can kind of find the light. Meanwhile, Georgia is torn between multiple men. First of all, there is the ambitious mayor Paul Randolph, and he sort of represents everything that she wants, you know, this new life, being this suburban mom, and this power that she wants. Then there's Ginny's father, Zion, who I think represents the past and, you know, this family that she never quite got to have. And then there's Joe, who runs the Farm to Table Cafe in the town, and he's sort of like the Luke to Georgia's Lorelai, if you will. He sort of flies under the radar, but I think he also represents kind of like this hope for the future. While I don't normally love love triangles, I found it really refreshing that all of these guys are so diverse and they represent so many different backgrounds. I really appreciated that, and that we weren't getting just like the same quote-unquote stereotypical guy that we always see in these types of love stories. I personally found myself really drawn to the stories around Zion and Joe. With Zion, first of all, I was just really excited to see Nathan Mitchell in this. He is from The Boys, and I think that he really showed us what he's capable of in this show. He was so cool and put together, and he's sort of like that obvious solution of like, okay, if you want a stable family and a stable life together, this is where you should go. But of course, you know, that's too easy for everyone. And I think even though there is a part of Georgia that wants that and does love him and wants that family aspect, there's another part of her that's like a bit more ambitious, that wants that power that comes with someone like the mayor. And I gotta say, her past with Joe really, really intrigued me. They sort of met a long time ago, very, very briefly as kids, and clearly their interaction really stuck with each of them. You know, he sort of had this impact on her of what she wants for the future. She ends up moving to the town, you know, this very wealthy, put together town that he came from, that he still lives in. It was sort of like this promise of a better life, and, you know, at first they don't recognize each other, but I think as time goes on, there's clearly some type of connection there, and I could totally see this going that route of, you know, Luke and Lorelai from Gilmore Girls, where maybe down the line this could be the option for her, that person that she's really been searching for. This show has a little bit of something for everyone. You know, there's the teen angst, there's the drama, there's the danger, the mystery, the coming of age, the family story. There's a lot of stuff going on in here, and at the same time there's also so many fun pop culture references, which I'm always a big fan of. One episode in particular was like a Halloween episode, and there was just so many fun moments that kind of even infuse themselves into the way that they film things. You know, they did a lot of Scream references, there was some fun throwback Britney Spears costume changes, and even a Babadook sighting, you know, so that they really took a lot of these things that are so popular in culture and infused them in a way that I think really worked. Also, the soundtrack was really stellar for this show. I will say though, there were some plot points that I just like didn't think made sense. Like Georgia is always hiding her secrets under a floorboard in her closet, but guess what? Everyone already knows that that's her hiding place and that's where they go to first, you know, so move your hiding spot, girl. Or Ginny, you know, she gets into a fight with her best friend and decides to confront her in the middle of her like big stage debut for the school musical. Not really the best plan, in my opinion. Why is Ginny, a 16-year-old, riding a motorcycle? Or Ginny decides to blackmail her racist school teacher into a college recommendation letter. I don't know if that was really necessary. You know, there was just some plot points that just like, I'm like, I don't know if that really works. And for a show about a mother and daughter duo, there were times where I felt like they weren't necessarily even in the same show. I mean, as I mentioned before, they kind of felt like they were in different genres. We have Ginny in this teen drama, we have Georgia in this like thriller mystery, a lot of gritty crime stuff going on there. So in addition to just the genres feeling very different for the stories that we're following through each of them, they also didn't really spend that much time together. You know, I was waiting for a little bit more of that kind of Gilmore Girls mother-daughter best friendship, but you know, maybe that's not the point of this. Maybe the point is, it's not good to be best friends with your mom. Maybe if you know too much, it can mess up your relationship. So I don't think everything works here, but when it comes down to it, I do think Ginny and Georgia is a super bingeable show. There's a lot of twists and turns, there's a lot of dark stuff, there's a lot of humor. You know, this really is a dramedy that I think will keep you hooked and will keep you at the edge of your seat waiting to see what happens next. There's sort of like this heightened aspect to the show where it's like, okay, whatever you think's gonna happen, dial it up a couple notches. And I do think it helps that our leads, Antonia Gentry and Brian Howie, are such charismatic actresses. I think they make a lot of things work. And I mean, if you know me, you know I am a sucker for a Canadian teen drama, and this definitely fits the bill. Complete with tons of Degrassi alum making up the rest of the ensemble, from Sav to Esme to Frankie, so I was really happy to see that. Anytime I see some Degrassi people up in there, I'm like, yes, I love this. I was also excited to see Umberly Gonzalez and Devin Nakota in this. They make some little cameos. Basically, I don't know, I love Canadian shows, and when the Canadian actors come in, I'm like already hooked. Like I said, this is a story that has something for everyone. If you like coming of age stories, dramas, mysteries, you know, the teen drama, thrillers, some crime, you know, maybe a little murder, I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there. This is a show that I think you will really enjoy. Once you started it, it kind of just hooked you in, and I think that this show does have a really great ensemble that I would love to see more of, because I think there was a lot of really great performances going on throughout the show. If you like this one, you can check out more of my Netflix reviews right over here, and I will catch you in my next video. See ya!